This is week 2 of phone flipping from scratch. In my last video, we actually ended up in over $1,000 of debt. Granted, we did make a lot of money on individual flips, but overall we ended up in debt just because we bought so many more assets. And since it was limited to only 1 week, I didn't actually get to show you guys what the total profits would look like. So I wanted to make a part 2. I am going to be buying more phones in this video as well. And then just like last video, we're going to show the profits at the end. Except this time, it's gonna be a little more exciting for you guys, just given that we're actually in the positive. And not just that, but we're pretty far into the positives. So make sure to stay tuned to the end to see the results. And I'll go ahead and jump to day 1 for you guys. It is currently day 1. As you can see, I still have all these phones that I have yet to sell from the last video. If you haven't seen part 1, it's linked below, so go watch it. Otherwise, you're gonna be really confused. But I am starting off week 2's challenge with all these phones available because I bought them last week in last week's video. Just wanted to clear the air on that so there's no confusion. The very first phone I was able to sell was the 15 Pro. I actually got it in the last video, paid $620 for it. I just sold it for $700. Bought it a few days ago, so very quick, $80 in profit. Super easy flip, didn't have to do anything to it. It was a really nice phone too, pretty much brand new in the box. So that's always going to sell quick. And hopefully I can get a few more of these sold here and start racking up some profits from all those leftover phones I had from the last video. So I just had a huge meetup. I met someone at the local mall here. Sorry if there's some background music, I'll try and edit out. If not, that's why. I met up with a dude who I've met up with before. He's like a wholesale phone seller, so he'll buy a lot of phones for me at once. It's just a little bit of a ways away, so I don't meet up with him all that often. But I was able to sell the 14 Pro Max for $700 for a $100 profit, the iPhone 11 unlocked for a $50 profit, and then I also sold another blacklisted phone I had from before. I won't include that in the totals. And on top of that, I was able to meet someone else here for $200 for the iPhone 12 that was locked at Cricket. I paid $150 for that, so that's another $50 profit. So all in all, $200 profits here tonight. And we're able to get rid of a lot of those phones that we've been sitting on and open up some space to buy some more now. Today's been pretty slow. Haven't been able to sell anything, but I was able to pick up this iPhone 14. It's like brand new. Fortunately, it's locked to T-Mobile, but I was able to talk them down to $225, and I think I should get $350 for this at the least. So $125 in profit today. That's pretty good, and that's always going to cut it for me. So even on a slow day, hitting the numbers I need to hit, which is really good. It's now day 3 of week 2, or day 10 overall, I guess. And we start off by selling the unlocked XR for $150. And I'm currently waiting on another meetup where I'll be selling the T-Mobile 13 for $250. We paid $200 for this. Paid $100 for the XR, so that'll be $100 in profits on the day. And then the 14 that I bought yesterday, I had it somewhere in here. Don't know where I said it, but the one I got for $225 yesterday, I'm meeting with someone and they offered me a trade-in. And all my listings I always put, you can trade in the description to try and get more money. So they're trading in their old 11 Pro Max. I sell those for $250 to $300, and I'm giving them $200 in credit as they trade it in, plus $150 cash. So I'm technically losing $75 for the moment in cash, but I'm also getting an iPhone that's worth $250 to $300. So you can do the math on that. It's just going to end up being more profits for me. So the trade-in was successful. I got this 11 Pro Max, and I got $150 cash on top of it for the phone I bought yesterday, the iPhone 14 that was T-Mobile locked. On top of that, the girl who I was meeting had some dude there with her, and he was looking for a new phone as well, so I showed him the 8 Plus that I had. I was able to sell that for $140, so we profited $60 on that. That was pretty sweet. Wasn't expecting that to happen. And now I only have one phone left outside of this new one I just picked up from the original video. So things are looking really good, and now it's time to buy more. A lot to update here. I picked up a lot more phones. I had a guy reach out to me with 2 14 Pro Maxes that he got unlocked. I paid $600 each, and I'm about to meet up with my wholesale buyer to flip them for $700 each. I bought this 13 Pro Max and I should get 580 for it, and I paid 500 for it. And then I'll also be selling him another 13 Pro Max. This one's less gigabyte. I just bought it literally 2 minutes ago for 475, and I should sell it for 550 at least. And then I got another 12 Pro Max, a little bit scratched up. I'm gonna see what I can get for it. Might not be able to sell it to him because he's kind of picky about condition. But if I'm not able to sell it, it's fine. I'll just be able to sell that one locally and relist that. So about to go sell these phones, and I'll update once I have the numbers on everything. I did end up selling all those phones I mentioned yesterday. It was over like $2,500 I ended up bringing in. So here's the Venmo screenshot, and I'll have to break down the numbers later, but we're really starting to roll here. I'm now waiting to meet someone for the 11 Pro Max, the one I made the trade with the 14. So we're going to sell that for a lot of profit. On top of that, I've got a couple other meetups today. I'm meeting someone to buy the 12 Pro, and I'm also meeting someone for their 12. So sorry, it's kind of all jumbled up in my mind, but I'm going to be buying a 12 and selling a 12 Pro. So I'll update later when both of those go through. Need to make a huge update video. I was supposed to update you guys yesterday when I sold the 11 Pro Max. Unfortunately, I got stood up, so that didn't happen. But I did end up picking up that iPhone 12, which was actually mislabeled. It was an iPhone 13, but the seller didn't know, so I got a really good deal on that. I only paid $200 for it, and I actually already sold it today for $300. On top of that, I was able to pick up an iPhone 11 yesterday for $150, which I should be able to sell for $200. And then I just picked up this iPhone 11 tonight for $150. And as far as the 11 Pro Max goes, I actually swapped it for this iPhone 15 Plus. Unfortunately, it's blacklisted, but with my wholesale buyer, I should be able to get around $400 for it still, I believe. So that'll actually end up being good for me. And I also bought a 14 Pro Max last night, so that's one I should profit about $100 on. There's just a bunch of phones here. I haven't done the best job updating each one because it's just been so hectic and so many coming in, but I'm going to keep the total numbers updated. I probably missed one as well, so I'll have to just re-clarify when this video is over, but all in all, it's been pretty crazy and we're going to make a lot of profits. Of course, it comes to my mind right after I stop recording, but the one that I sold today that I forgot to mention was the iPhone 12 Pro Max. That I did end up picking up yesterday as well. I paid $290 for it and I sold it for $370, so $80 profit, and that was another sweet deal for the day. Today I was able to meet up with my wholesale guy again. I sold the 14 Pro Max, made an $80 profit there. Sold that blacklisted 15 Plus we got for $350, so we ended up scraping a few profits there. If you remember, we kind of traded our way up to that from the original iPhone 14 that was T-Mobile locked that we bought. And then I also sold an iPhone 11 for $60 profits. So the total profits are in the bottom corner here. End up doing really good. I know this video is all over the place. It's been so hectic. I've been trying to just sell as many phones as I can. And with that and trying to juggle a bunch of other things, it's been hard to make this content the best quality, but I really just want to put it out there as a proof of concept thing to show you guys that money can be made by flipping phones, and a lot of it can be. And so far through this month, I know the profits down here don't necessarily reflect what I've made, but it's 10 days into the month so far, and I've made $1,500 profit so far. So I'm on pace for my best month ever, on pace for $4,500. I don't know if I can keep up this insane rapid pace, but if I do, I'm on pace to make a lot of money this month. So we'll see how that goes. But if you haven't already and you want to see some profits like this for yourself, the number one thing you can do is just join my free community linked below for phone flippers. I have a free case study in there that shows how I went from making nothing to $4,000 in a month. It's a great resource for you guys, and there's a bunch of active members who are out flipping phones, sharing wins. So if you're not involved with that, I would highly recommend it if you're trying to make some money this way. It's super easy to start. You could make your first $100 or even $1,000 within a week of joining. There's no reason not to join. It's completely free. I'll have that link below. And with that, that's going to conclude this challenge. It's been really hectic, and I'm going to try and come back with some future videos and just take a little longer and make the best content that I possibly can. Because right now it's just so hectic trying to get all these phones in and then film it and edit it and all that. So I hope I could just, again, kind of just show you guys this can be done and then inspire you to maybe start on your own. But that's going to end this challenge. I appreciate you guys for watching, and stay tuned because there's going to be a lot more increased quality of content coming soon on this channel.